Today is 11th of January 2026. I visited a very good friend of mine who I've not seen for 7 good years. For 7 years, she's been married and she's been dedicated to the marriage and she's been totally dedicated to her marriage. And I began to ask her, what do you do for a living? What have you been doing for the past 7 years? And she's like, well, I've been doing nothing, absolutely nothing. You know, when you get married, a lot of people, a lot of women, to be precise, when they get married, they forget that they have a life. They forget that outside of that marriage, you have a future. They forget that outside of that marriage, oh my God, there are so many things ahead different from marriage for you. Now, why am I saying this? I began to understand that when we were just, having a chat as a friend and then whenever the husband is around, like when the man comes around the parlor where we're sitting down on the cushions chatting, she's afraid of speaking up. She's afraid of, saying some of the things that she says when the husband isn't there. Maybe, let's say, the phone rings and then the man goes into the room or maybe goes inside the room to get a cup of water for himself. She opens up and says a lot of things. So when I couldn't buy the idea. Like, I don't understand the fear, the reason why she's afraid. So I had to ask her. Jennifer, that's her name, but I call her JJ because her name is Jennifer Jane. Jennifer Jane, JAMEJENNIFER. That is Jennifer and Jane. Now I began to ask her, JJ, why are you afraid when your husband is here? You don't say a lot of things, but when he's not here, you open up and say so many things. And she's like, oof, Esther, I don't have to start telling you a lot of things that I'm passing through. Could you believe that in the past 7 years, this man is asking me what I bring to the table? And I'm like, okay, how many kids you have now? She said 3. In 7 years, you already have 3 kids, 1 dead, 3 alive. Now, what do you do for a living? And she said, well, after school, she didn't care to, get a job for herself, think of anything for herself. I said, girl, how old are you now? You're just 39 years. So there are even people at your age, at the age of 39, that have not even started life, that have not even gotten married. They don't even have any kids. They don't have anything to say, oh, this is my achievement with all my years. And I said, girl, you need to get something doing. Also, you need to be careful with this man that keeps asking you what you bring to the table. Because you already have kids, right? God already gave the women this power of procreation. So I pity a lot of men that ask their wives what they bring to the table. That is not a problem. Now I began to wonder, then I'm like, okay, is it just because he asks you what you bring to the table? Is that why you're always afraid when he's around for you to speak? And she said, no. He lays his hands on me whenever he gets angry, when she demands for money for food or money for something. And I'm like, girl, are you serious? When a marriage becomes physically abusive, I don't even know what you're waiting for. Like, you need to leave. You need to get out of there. You don't, okay, let's say she's like, okay, she don't want to raise 3 kids alone with no father. Do you have parents? Yes. Do you have siblings? Yes. Have you told your parents and your siblings about this man being abusive? No. And I'm like, girl, you are dying in silence. That's your fear. You're dying in silence. I found out because I came close to you. I found out because I noticed, I observed it during our conversation. Not even that she told me, because it was my own personal observation. And she's like, I don't even know what to do. I said, girl, you got a lot of things to do. You need to speak up. You need to tell your parents. You need to see. She has 6 elder brothers. 6. And a younger sister, because there are 8 in numbers. I said, you have 6 elder brothers and you let this young man lay his hands on you? And you just keep quiet because you don't bring anything to the table. Like, he has brainwashed you to make you understand that you don't bring anything to the table. Therefore, you have no right to speak when he's speaking. Okay, I get it. As a woman who wants peace in her home, you gotta shut up when the man is talking. You gotta not. You don't have to speak when he's speaking, just to give him that African respect. Even when he's wrong, he's barking like a dog, and then you keep quiet. That is an African mentality of marriage. No, that's not even my problem right now. But Oh, I don't want to use the F word because right now I'm so much not happy to see my very good friend. Like when we were kids, I said when we were kids, this girl, she's so talented. She can sing, she can dance, she can write a lot of books. She wrote a book then when we were in our high school. But the book couldn't go far because her parents weren't that buoyant enough, they weren't that rich. But this girl is someone that oh my God, whenever I see her, I'm always kind of motivated to be a friend to someone like that. I tell you. So guess what I did? I had to call his elder brother myself. I know. Y'all may not understand me, but you're not gonna feel this. She's totally in fear. She's totally living in fear. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so sweating right now that y'all are not gonna understand it. I tell you, she is totally living in fear with this man called a husband. And then guess what I did this evening before even trying to get up my phone to make this video? I called the elder brother because I know that one personally. Personally, when a girl is growing up, a lot of people would want you to be their friends and so on. That was how I got to know the elder brother because he always see me with the sister and he's like, I love this girl that comes around my sister. Would you marry me? And I said, no, because I don't like him. You got to like someone as a person before you marry him, right? But that is not the video, or I'm not going to talk about my own personal life right now. That is not the essence of this video. But the essence of this video is that I had to tell the brother that your sister is dying in silence. And the brother was like, wait, Esther, are you serious? Are you joking? I said, bro, thank God I recorded all my discussions with her. And she's not even aware that my discussions with her were on record. So I had to send the elder brother this record. I said, please, you gotta go save this young girl. She's just 39 years old, 3 and 9. They say, there is this adage that says that life begins at 40. Trust me when I tell you, when you get to 40, you're going to know that true life begins at 40. Like, for real. For real, for real. When you get to the age of 40, that's when you look even more sexy, more beautiful, more amazing. Your shape shows more. That is when you're supposed to start enjoying life. And she have not even started enjoying life yet, and she's already afraid of leaving. So basic lesson, at the end of the day, the elder brother called and summoned everybody, both the other younger brothers and so on, every other sibling, even the younger sister, who thinks that her elder sister is living fine. And they called me a few minutes ago, thanking me, saying that they are so grateful that I saved their sister because they went there to for the man to tell them what's up. You gotta tell us why you're laying your hands on my sister. You feel me? So at the end of the day, the young man apologized that he's not gonna do it. It was the devil's work. It was this, it was that. And guess what? They asked the sister, do you want this marriage to continue? That's my so-called best friend. And she said, N-O, no. So why have you been living in silence all this while? Why have you been keeping quiet all this while? Please, and please, and please. To you, my beautiful sister. To you, my beautiful cousin sister. To you, my beautiful niece or nephew. Who is going to come across this video? I don't know. I don't know what you're going through in that so-called marriage. I don't know. I do not advise divorce. I do not advise women laying their hands, because I have seen a lot of videos of women laying their hands on their men because they know that they are even more physically fit than the men. But I'm not advising men to lay their hands on their women. I don't advise marriage breaking up either. I don't like it. I love to see marriages. As a matter of fact, I'm studying family and human services because I want to be a marriage counselor. I want to see marriages, bond. I want to see families, go extra mile. I love to see people celebrating golden jubilees, silver jubilees, and so on. But if there have to be an abuse along the way, please quit. Quit. Any woman who is going to lay their hands on their man, or any man who is going to lay their hands on the woman, that man is not a man. And that is on period, that woman is not a woman.